Start recording, and now we are recording. Jesus. Hey, what's up? My name's Clancy. I make music, and today we are gonna deconstruct my track. Yes, indeed, my track. Looking at the sun. You can listen to it up here if you want to. And if you already have, or you just don't care that much, you can follow me over here to the left. Not yet. So how this song came about, I basically came up with the whole instrumental in my head, and I had to record it quickly. Let me see if I can find the original. Okay, so here's the original voice memo for the song. I was looking at the sun, praying someone I would do it if I thought it was you, and then it was you. Okay, so as you can see, I already had most of the building blocks for the song. I've never done this before, and I don't know if I'll make it even half as interesting as other videos I've seen of like deconstructing songs, but I'll try my best here. So we're gonna start with drums. So the main drums go like this. Fuck, I love those drums. So basically what I wanted, and what I'm usually looking for when I'm making a song, is to make the drums get in this like middle ground between sounding like very organic, very acoustic, and kind of like sample based and electronic, because I really like the punchiness of electronic samples, and I really like the atmosphere that you get with acoustic drums. First layer is basically this. That's like the driving force in the song, and we basically have this kick right here, this snare, and this hi-hat right here. That's basically it, and it's just like this MIDI pattern, very like straightforward. I started with the bass line when I made this song, so I kind of wanted the drums to like not be like the main character here, but like support the bass line as much as I could. Also, we have this layer. It's like it's very subtle, completely different samples, and another range of effects. I guess I was just trying to get a brighter sound to it, just to add like a bit of texture to the main drums. We also have these snaps in the beginning. Let's explore all the layers of the drums. This is a lot. This looks like a lot. This is not a lot. But we have this shaker right here. I think this is just like a Ableton shaker. I don't know what this is. I wanted like this Latin percussion to it. This is just like a pattern, like two. Yeah, you can see it's like 1, 2. It's 3 patterns that I found on EZdrummer, and I just mix them together. So it's like A, B, A, C. Yeah, conga and tambourine. I think this is just like Ableton stuff. See, this is the main takeaway of the video. You don't have to spend all your money on like, fancy samples or anything. You can just like browse through Ableton and you'll get good stuff. Same thing. We have this bell shake, 90 BPM. We got a crash here. That's a crash that I sampled from EZdrummer. So yeah, let's just like add layers to see how this sounds all together. Main drums, texture, shaker, tumba, conga, tambourine, bell shake, cowbell, crash. Or you can hear the crash. Crash. I mean, this is just a vibe. Like, this is the whole song right here. So yeah, next thing is the bass, the main driving force of the song. I love this bass so much, and it's so simple because it's like the same pattern the whole time. As we know, the song starts like this. Let's take away those snaps. I just recorded it like straight into Ableton, DI that shit, you know what I mean? Yeah, just Ableton effects here. We got a compressor, we got an EQ, a gate, and we got a sidechain. So basically the bass line goes like this. Then it changes. And we're back. Yeah, that's the bass. That's what it does the whole time. What is the next thing? I think we gotta start looking into guitars. I mean, this is very self-explanatory. I just wanted like some layers to the riff that I was doing in the bass. So I just did that on the guitar. Kind of like if you've heard Another One Bites the Dust by Queen, it's kind of the same thing. Like you see like the guitar is like doing the same riff as the bass. It just adds texture and like makes it a bit more interesting as it progresses, you know. Oh, and the effects, I literally just like DI'd. What DI basically means just like plugging the instrument straight into the laptop or the interface. The raw version sounds like this. That's just my Stratocaster just plugged into my interface, and then I added this like jazz amp from Ableton, and now it sounds nicer. That's how you make things sound nice. Yeah, same effect, same strategy. And then you add the same effect. See, it gives it this like chorusy effect, like it's surrounding you, and I love that. Let's take a look at the synths. So what we have is that, imagine if the chorus hits and you got something like this. Something is missing there, right? So I basically added this synth right here. The plugin that I use for this is Tal Noisemaker, which is a completely free plugin. That's basically it. And then I added like another layer to it just to add some texture. You can barely hear it. It's right here. Yeah. I think I just added like a redux or something to the original. Or I don't really remember. But if you hear them together, sounds very nice. Now it gives context to the guitars, because the guitars basically, I recorded the synth first. So when I was doing the guitars, I was like, okay, I need something to support this a little bit more. I need more layers. And so I added this. I don't know. This all sounds very nice. Okay, so I'm hunching a little bit. So then, what did I do? I basically played like the same thing. It's just like, but I played it twice. Did I? Because it looks kind of the same. Maybe I didn't. It doesn't look like I did. Oh, now I understand. Okay, so I basically copied and pasted like the same take twice in like two different tracks, and I mixed it differently. I took the Ableton guitar effect that I've been using this whole time, and I just tweaked some parameters. One sounds like this, and the other one sounds like this. Slightly different. And I basically hard panned each one to the left and one to the right, so it also gives you this like feeling of like depth and atmosphere. So when you layer the synths and the guitars, it sounds like this. It's like it's taking over you. I love it. What else? What else? Oh, and my best achievement so far is this guitar right here. I feel like this is like the hard, I feel like this guitar is like the personality of the song. So yeah, you have the soul and the heart and like the body. I would say this guitar is like the personality of the song. It's just like bouncing around. It's like very funky. And it's also very fake. Well, it's not fake. I did have to chop the whole thing a lot. You can't see it here because it's already like I forgot what it's called. It was a whole deal. But yeah, this is basically like chopping and like putting together the best parts of my performance, because my performance, to be completely honest, it wasn't that good. So yeah, the effects here is pretty crazy because it's all Ableton stuff again. We have like the same guitar effect. Okay, it's the DI everything. Like, don't give me that like analog bull crap. Maybe I should have left it like that. It sounds very nice. But yeah, I added the effect. I guess it sounded nice to me like that. I don't know. But yeah, then I added a wah-wah that I tweaked myself. Basically with an envelope follower and an audio filter. Sorry, and an auto filter. I don't know how to read. I wanted more high end to this part, so I feel like it's one of those sounds that doesn't sound good on its own, but once you put everything together, it makes total sense. Yeah. Okay, I think we're ready to go to the bridge. So we have the same pattern here, like this guitar and this other guitar, right? But what we add to this part is the synth that I got from Nexus. It's very simple, honestly, but it worked for like this song and this part specifically. And then we have the tambourine, snaps. Then we have, remember the top layer? You can barely hear it in the mix, but it totally makes a difference once you add it to everything else. You have this the drum thing, the how do you call that? Quarter notes? Yeah, quarter notes. They're going like this. What do you want me to tell you? I think we got everything down. We're missing the effects, but I don't use that many effects to begin with, so we can do this quickly. It's just risers, like in the end. So it's this moment of like, oh, here comes a drop. But yeah, obviously, like I'm building up to like this moment. It's 3 risers. The first one sounds like this. Very subtle. Okay, I love that one because that one totally matches the vibe here. The other one's like, this one's like a sine wave that is like progressively going up, but it also has some like white noise to it. So all of it together sounds like this. Pretty cool. We can go to vocals now. Fun fact about the vocals, I was getting like, I didn't record the vocals here. I recorded it at the other apartment that we had previously, and in the studio that I had there. So there was a lot of echo. And if you notice, I'm giving my everything in the performance. Like it has to be like kind of like borderline screaming. So naturally there was a lot of echo in the room, and I didn't like how it sounded. So basically what I did is I remembered that Billie Eilish has recorded with a blanket over her to avoid that. I basically took this exact same microphone. I just sat in this chair in the old studio, put the blanket over me, and grabbed the microphone with my hand and just started singing the lyrics. I was looking at the sun, praying someone that would do me the favor to wake up. I cannot like even begin to describe how much of a hassle the mixing process was, because I just couldn't get it right. I just couldn't get it right. I was just like messing around too much. And whenever I tweaked something, I was like, no, that's not it. No, that's not it. Too much reverb, too saturated, not enough. Like, I was just going back and forth with all the effects until I got to this result, which I really liked. Felt the shadow on my face and my clear fade away when this guy comes up to me asking how I live this way. I don't know what this is. Pew! So in this part of the song, I just wrote like, oh, let me call 911. Sir, please stop following me. I don't want to pull up the gun. Something like that. I just thought it was funny to say that. But then I realized I don't want to sound like serious, like doing it like, oh, I'm a pull out my gun. Like, I don't have a gun, bro. Like, like I'm not that kind of person. I just thought it was funny, and I was like, I don't want this to be like misinterpreted. Like, people don't get it. Like they think I'm serious, and it's gonna end up being cringe. Cause what do I know about guns in the first place? So I was like, let me add something like kind of quirky to it, kind of like just to make it clear that it's a joke. So yeah, that's just me saying pew pew. Oh, and I also did this sound effect, I guess because a pew wasn't enough. Sounds like a video game, bro. So we're going back to the chorus. Oh my god. So for the chorus, it's basically the same thing over and over again, but we just added like a bunch of harmonies, not necessarily harmonies, but like a bunch of like vocal layers on top of each other. But because if you can listen here, it starts like this. And you compare that to the final one, and it sounds like this. Very different. So yeah, like the first one are just like the building blocks, and the second one, not the second one, the final one, it's just like the culmination of all the layers like on top of each other. That's the chorus vocals. There's like, besides that, like there's just basic mixing. It sounds very compressed. It sounds very pop, but that's what I was looking for in this song specifically. Now we're gonna move on to the bridge section of the song, which is like its own dimension. You have this one. I just sang like the melody that came to me when I was just trying to come up with the bridge. Next we have this part, right? I don't know if I can fight. I have mixed opinions about that vocal performance, but you know, gets the point across. So I have this part that I think it makes it a little cooler. It's just us yapping.
The sun? I know. What is it?
Second Amendment, bitch.
My favorite part, which I forgot to point out when I did the pew thing.
Second Amendment, bitch.
Second Amendment, bitch. I really wanted that part to like pop out in the song, so you can definitely tell it's there.
Second Amendment, bitch.
You can definitely hear that. That was the whole point. So yeah, that is Looking at the Sun. Yeah, I don't know how I did. Let me know in the comments, because for my next songs, I'm going to be doing these kinds of videos because I was really looking forward to, make them. because this is what I do. I'm a producer. First of all, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go listen to Looking at the Sun. Again, you can find it up here, or I'll leave it somewhere in the screen. But thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video. That would be very much appreciated. I'll see you next time.